So these exercises are called reverse Nordics. They're a personal favourite of mine, not just because they're hard, but because they're scalable. So you can take it from easy to hard quite easily. As well as that, research has shown that they're very, very effective at not just loading the core and the hip flexors, but the quadriceps in general. And they're also very good at stimulating what's called sacroiliac, which is lengthening of muscle tissue under load. So all you're going to do, and I'll show you so you can focus on my hips. So in this position, my feet are just outside of shoulder width apart. My feet are flat. You can have them like this if you wanted to scale it to make it easier. Now, from here, the first thing I'm going to do is tense my glutes. This will lock up my hips, so I'm loading my hip flexors. You'll see that if people go down too low, they'll bail out by shooting their hips back. So make sure your hips are locked at all times. Now you can also load this by having a weight on your chest. From this foot, make sure that you don't push the weight out because you'll be counterbalancing the load. So make sure that the plate is on your chest when you're doing this. Now from here, I'm going to make sure that my feet are firmly pressed down into the floor with my hips locked. From this position, I'm going to go down until I feel about a 7 or 8 out of tension, 7 to 8 out of 10 level of tension in my hips. So I'm going to go down as far as is comfortable. Now from this, I'm going to push off my feet hard to come back into a standing position or the kneeling position. So hips locked, down, go down straight, hips straight, and then up. Hips locked, down, and push off. Hips locked, down, and push up. So when you're doing this, once again, keep your hips locked the whole time. If you're going to load it, then make sure that you hold the weight on your chest, do not push it out. You can scale this with load, i.e. how much weight you're holding, but also the range of motion, how far you're going down. I would 100% recommend prioritizing range of motion before load, because that will build greater mobility, greater flexibility, greater control, and you'll be loading your abdominal tissue or your core a lot more. So prioritize range of motion, then load. I would recommend 3 sets of 10 to start off with, and then you can bias it to the 5s or the 3s if you wanted more strength and power, or higher than that if you wanted more volume. But remember, it is technically an isolation exercise, although other muscles like your core are working synergistically or as stabilizers.